between connection and covenant. So is there a person that you miss so much? What about that relationship that ended unexpectedly? But what if I told you that some relationships you're fighting to save, God is trying to cut to save you? And what if God removed them not as a punishment, but as protection? So here today on the Pastor's Q&A, we are going to get into one of the most misunderstood aspects of God's love, and that's divine disconnection and the distinction between connection and covenant. So today we're going to get into why God sometimes cut ties in relationships, separate us from people we thought we was going to spend our lives with and be together forever. But we not. So, and there's also this great metaphor I think my wife's going to talk about, which is the entangled tree roots. And we can examine how toxic relationships can contaminate your spiritual growth, drain your clarity, and at times sabotage your destiny. This stance that we're taking isn't about us being mean or unloving. However, it's about understanding that sometimes what we call loyalty, God calls bondage. And sometimes what we feel like rejection is really divine protection. And if you ever wondered why certain relationships had to end or why God moved you away from people that you cared about, this episode is going to bring clarity to your confusion and peace to your pain. And with that being said, let's get into it. And with that being said, let's get into it. Let's get ready to have the Pastor's Q&A. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody? Welcome. Hi, sir. Whoever that sir is. I don't know who's the sir. I don't know either. Hi. Stevie Steve. What's happening, Stevie Steve? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Pastor's Q&A. We are here. We are live. Back again. Once again. Back again. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Great. Hi. Hey, babe. How are you? You good? You sure? Mm-hmm. No? Oh, okay. Great. So yeah, today, commitment, people, ties, broken, finito, finish, have friends, no friends, should be friends, y'all should not be friends, your destiny at stake, priorities, and things that can make or break you. We're here today. Why are you looking like that? That's the pretty smile. You know, I saw a picture of my wife. She had like the most prettiest smile. My wife has the most prettiest smile. She's very photogenic. And, you know, she can like light up a picture. And no, y'all can't take no pictures. Okay. 15,000 a picture. Call us. Hi, Pastor Chiquita.
Hi,
Hey. Hey. So today, how many friends has God told you to cut off that you ain't cut off? How many people are blocking your destiny? How many people are blocking your way? How many men and women are you trying to entertain that ain't no good for you? I know that's not the song, but that's just how I felt in my heart. Because a lot of us had to cut a lot of people off to get to the next level. And a lot of us have a problem with cutting people off. because we feel like everybody is supposed to go. Let me be the first to tell you, everybody can't go where you going. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody don't love you unless you're beneficial. Everybody can't walk your walk. Go ahead and add something. Put it in there. No, multiply. Don't add it. Multiply.
It does not matter how many years you have been friends with this person or people.
Nope.
There are seasons.
Yep.
Some people are seasonal.
Very.
So you have to let them go, and you have to know who's supposed to be there forever and who's just there for. Because somebody might be one day, and you done turned them into a whole lifetime.
That's crazy.
Nobody can hear me. Why you didn't tell me nobody could hear me?
Oh, I thought people could hear you.
Nope.
My bad.
All right. So now I gotta say.
It's on you. So let's start all over. You ready?
Over
1, 2, 3, action. I told you to multiply.
Sorry. So let me add that it does not matter how long you've been friends with someone.
Nope.
Because people are seasonal.
Yep.
Some people are forever.
Yep.
You don't have a whole lot of forevers.
Nope.
Some people might be one day.
Yep.
Some people might be a week.
Yep.
Some people, hi Sugar Plum, might be 10 years. It might be 20 years. But they were there for a purpose. And once that purpose is done,
Benito, goodbye. Holla at you.
You gotta let them go. Because when we start hanging on to people for longer than their season, we're gonna let him tell you what happens.
Who is he?
The video we're gonna play.
The video that we're gonna play. I was about to say, okay, yeah, no. I'm gonna tell you, you just gotta sometimes you gotta let it go. Let it go. Looks like another TKO. Let it go, babe. Oh, my bad. So, I mean, when do you know it's time to let people go? Is there like a signal? Like, how you know that this person was only supposed to be here for 24 hours? This person's supposed to be here for 2 days? Like, what signs are there? Like, is there a sign? Is there a poster? Did they write? Did they come with it on? You know how you used to have little letters for the teacher that your parent used to send pinned to your chest? Like, do we get those? Like, how does that work?
So, for me, I had people in my life that had been in my life for all of my life. And one of those people around me started telling me, yep, you gotta let that person go. You just gotta let that person go. If this is happening and that is happening and this and that, then you gotta let that person go. And I was hard-headed. And because I didn't let that person go, a horrible situation came out of it. Had another friend who they started acting different towards me. They started treating me differently after 20 years of friendship.
Why?
They actually changed their career, started making money, started doing things differently, and I no longer fit into their circle except for when they needed me.
They don't know that you got a whole lot of money.
At the time, I I don't want to say I was okay with it, but I was okay with it. And then all of a sudden, that person was just taken out of my life. So God has a funny way. He will warn you. People will start acting differently and treating you differently. You may get a change in heart towards someone else. Your heart towards someone may begin to change because you've outgrown them. I've had that happen. I started outgrowing a person or two in my life, and when I started outgrowing them, I realized that we didn't have anything in common anymore. And God was like, yeah, this is what's happening to you because you're entertaining them. And I started noticing things that were clinging to me that were not godly.
Interesting.
And it was time to cut them off.
It's funny you say about God to send you a warning. I'll never forget, it was around Christmas time. I was shopping for the girls for Christmas with my mom. And we was in the mall. We was in the shoe store. We was in Payless shoe store. And we was walking around the mall. And it was me, my mom, my ex, and the lady. And the lady that worked there. There was only 5 people in the entire store. Payless. So we began, my mom's is looking at stuff, whatever. So the lady is standing in front of us. And we're standing behind her. And we can see her checking out. And then it was like time froze. And then I dropped one of the shoes out of the box. And then she snapped out of it. She turned around and she said, I don't know who you are, but I've been trying to leave out of this store for the last 10 minutes. But God will not allow me to leave this store until I tell you, good afternoon, Stevie Steve,
Hey,
until
Steve.
I tell you what he is telling me to tell you. And I need you to listen because I'm ready to go.
Not because she ready to go.
This lady said she had been, because she was just standing there at the register. And it was almost like everybody's trying to figure out like what was going on. So she was like, listen, everybody in your life you need to get rid of. She got straight to it. She prophesied like you. Wasn't no sugar to it. Wasn't no flake. It was, hey, everybody that's in your life gotta go. Everybody. People that you call friends, people that you claim that loves you or that you love, you gotta let them go. And God said that you have a talent that he's tired of you wasting. So he need for you to start
playing
producing
with it.
and stop playing. So me being me, I was like, so I looked at my ex and I was like, everybody? And she looked like, yeah, everybody. Everybody you call a friend, everybody you think that loves you, do not dare. He said time for you to let him go. And your gift you need to use. So me being me, I was into everything. Music, movies, I was trying to. And I was like, so which gift? She's like, baby, I don't know, but you should know what gifts you got.
Take that up with him.
Ask
I gotta
the Lord.
go. I done
later.
unloaded.
I done did
Holla
my
at you.
part. May God bless you, ma'am, mama. And it was like she knew that was mama. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to y'all. And hopefully you will pay attention.
So God has a funny way. He'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, but I didn't pay attention. And almost
You
died.
Yep.
I almost died twice. I had to let go of the relationship, and that ended like in flames. And yeah, it was
Steve said Payless was a revelation.
what's happening, Big Juice.
Hey,
So yeah, so when God tell you to cut people off, he mean like right then. He don't mean go home, think about it, how you gonna execute it, how it's gonna be planned. Nah, he mean like, so at 11:58, he said cut them off. That means at 11:58, cut them off. It don't mean wait till 11:59 or 12. No, at 11:58, 2 seconds, cut them off. At 11:58, 3 seconds, they need to be finito finished.
delayed obedience.
It's still disobedience.
All right.
Right. So, we're gonna see what. And this video, the link for this video is in the description box. I can say that. I will say before we get into this, please make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hit all on the notification bell so you can get all of the notifications when we go live. So without further ado,
Here we go.
So I was in meditation and prayer time with God, and he said to me, if people understood covenant, they would stop calling every connection relationship. And he gave me this image of two trees side by side. Before the trees grow up, they have to grow down. And because they're under the ground, the roots start connecting underneath the surface in a space you can't see. And that's what many relationships look like, tied together under the surface. And what's crazy is we share more than just time together. We share thoughts, patterns, behaviors, memories, broken mentalities, pain, and trauma. And we create this ecosystem of relationship before it's been vetted. But here's the danger. If one tree starts to die, the other tree can feel it. Not because of sun, not because of soil, but because death travels under the ground. Some of us feel and sense that we're off because what's happening around you. But what if it's who you're rooted next to? So you're trying to pray through it, push through it, but the problem isn't your effort. The problem is in your environment. You're trying to grow while you're entangled to someone who's resisting growth. Someone who's connected but deeply detached. And now your clarity is cloudy. You feel like something's missing. Your confidence is leaking because covenant doesn't just connect, it transmits. Some of us are calling it commitment, but God is calling it contamination. It's bondage disguised as loyalty. So God had to cut it. God had to disconnect you. God had to separate you because it wasn't rejection. It was divine protection. God had to disconnect every cord because your commitment to that season, that person, could end up being your committal in your future. You're not losing them. You're finding you.
you're not losing them. You are finding you. He said a lot. He said a whole lot.
We might have to
We're going to
that
chop
up,
this up. Yeah.
break it down.
One of the things that stood out is he says that we share the same pretty much dreadful mentality. We share pretty much most of the first closest people to you is the people that you grew up around. And y'all kind of share in the same mentality. Y'all share in the same bondage. Y'all share the same pain. Because a lot of your lives are not vastly different, especially those who come from certain neighborhoods and had to deal in certain environments. There used to be a saying, you were a product of your environment.
Still is a saying.
Steve said it makes sense, but
A lot of people relationships are trauma bonds.
And I was going to say, a lot of people bond together based on certain,
Their trauma.
right.
And
It's
the loyalty came out of that.
the trauma. And it's funny because we was talking about this to someone, and I was saying that a lot of was we here on the show? And I was like, we join these communities. Yeah, when we was doing the 10 things for 2025. And I was like, we join these so-called church communities that we are joined together by the same trauma. Like, everybody is church hurt, but nobody in here has a solution to the church hurt. Everybody in here, we're bonding together based on, like you said, the trauma. And nobody is growing from that trauma. And we are rooted together, and we keep coming together, and then we're just slowly dying. Because there's nothing healthy whatsoever. It's almost like some abusive relationships. It's like being in a relationship, what they call the Stockholm syndrome. You know, where you find love in your abuser. And a lot of people are rooted together through intimacy. A lot of people are rooted together. I'm going to just leave it where you have it. Mainly with the trauma. Because he said a lot.
A lot of people are stuck in the perpetuating of cycles of their within their relationships.
So let me ask this question. Because you just said something about people being stuck in certain cycles. How do people end up in the same relationship, just a different body?
Oh man, we talked about this several times before, but first off, you have to understand what's inside of you. You know, the first thing most people will say is that Christians don't have demons. Well, that's what you want to go with, okay? I'm not going to argue with you. So let me help you understand something. We all have something on the inside of us that causes us to want certain things, do certain things, even when we don't want to do certain things or don't want anything to do with certain things.
So,
And
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
anytime you cannot control those certain things, then something else has control of you. Now, what you want to call it, that's up to you. Totally up to you. Just know that you're not in control. And with that being said, those things that have come to be a part of you get there through life. And it get there through childhood. Most of us have stuff that came specifically from childhood that we've never dealt with, we've never contended with, and we're still dealing with as 50, 60, even 90, 100-year-old people. I know people who were molested when, women who were molested when they were 5, 6, they're 93 years old saying, I've still not dealt with this.
So,
And
no, go ahead.
I'm trying to get to your question. So with that being said, those kind of things open doors for things to come inside of you. And those things that are inside of you are looking at other people and they're picking out what they want in other people. Now, these things that are inside of you they are assigned to you to help destroy you. If not to kill you, but to destroy your future, to make sure that the destiny that God gave you and assigned to you does not come to fruition. It is to block everything that God has for you because they understand who you are when you don't understand who you are. So what they do is they will look at someone else, see what's inside of them, and now that's what you're attracting.
Yeah, because that was going to be my question. Like, how can one tell what they're actually attracting? Like, how?
All you gotta do is look at the history, look at the people that have been in your life, whether it be mama, daddy, brother, cousin, uncle, boyfriend, Susie, friend. Look at the people in your life and look at the fruit that they've left in your life. And there's going to be a common denominator. I mean, other than you, there's going to be a common denominator as far as characteristics or even fruit.
And I was going to say, because I did that one day when I decided, for about 4 or 5 years, I dated myself. I lived alone. You walk in the house, it was silent. Can't talk to the furniture. Furniture don't talk back.
Oh yeah, you can talk to the furniture.
But I was talking to the furniture. How you doing?
I'm just saying, you can talk to the. Now, if it talk back, then you got a problem. But you can talk to the furniture. I'm just saying.
None of it talk back. But, and one day I was reflecting, and I thought about the women who I had relationships with, and women who I had dated, and I was like, I'm the common denominator, me. But I began to figure out, what did they all have in common? Because they were from different countries, they spoke different languages, they looked different, they talked different, they was different sizes, different heights, different shapes, sizes, colors, everything. But I was trying to figure out, what was it that they all had in common that made me say, okay, not only am I going to entertain you, I'm going to give you a piece of me.
Hey, Prophet Miller.
Hey, Prophet, I'm going to give you a piece of me.
Mm-hmm.
And why did I give you a piece of me? Why did I attach myself to you? Like, what was it about you, and you that allowed me to say it's okay for me to connect with you, attach to you? And once I begin to see what those similarities were, then I began to see, was that me? Was that in me? Was that a part of me? Like, okay, so if I keep going here, then what is it about me that keeps going there.
He said, no, it was about you.
You know, what about that, or what about this incident, or what about this character trait or this characteristic that keeps me going so I can check me and work on what's in me.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people don't take the time to reflect on themselves, because that requires, as we said last week, change. We said this yesterday about Christ. We don't want to face the man in the mirror because we don't want to deal with what's in the closet.
Ooh.
And we don't want to be, and we, as much as we don't want it, we like the misery that we're in. We love the sin. We like the misery. We get the wallow, because at that point, I now get to build me a pity party committee.
And there we go. There goes that trauma community, that trauma bond.
I get to build me a pity party community. And nobody in the community is going to say, it's your fault.
Nope. Because everybody has their own issue, but we all have our individual issues, but they're all related, and we are all patting each other on the back and continuing to perpetuate the story, the narrative.
And even in that process, God was doing something with me in that process. Because at that time, I really was trying to figure out who he was in that process.
Prophet Miller said we become slaves to sin.
And we love it. And we love the death that it brings. And we don't like change. Because that requires change. A lot of people don't like change. Change can be very difficult for some people.
Well, just take it a little bit further. We don't want to take responsibility and accountability. We don't want to admit. We like that Nile, that river. We like to stay in denial. In denial. We in denial.
We in denial?
Yeah. Stevie C said, yeah, but we must receive scars in order to change. We will never change without, growing and learning. So, Steve, we are always growing and learning. And yes, there are scars, but sometimes we don't have to get scars. Sometimes we can choose to just look at ourselves and take and accept the responsibility from our choices and take accountability for the choices that we're making and not have those unnecessary scars. Just the fact that you're able to take accountability and accept responsibility lets you know that you have grown from where you were.
Yeah,
but you gotta know better to do better.
I do believe this. Sometimes you don't have to receive scars.
That's what I just said, babe. You're not listening.
I'm not listening. I'm sorry. So, yeah, and I do agree. I ain't gotta bump my head because you did. But what I find to be interesting with this younger generation, they feel like they can't learn unless they are punished or they go through drag through the mud. They feel like they don't learn if they don't bump their head, if they don't get a scar, then there is no learning. There is no, it's almost like they're a glutton for punishment. And it's like, why? Because I guess we're different because we watched people do certain things and it's like.
Jackson.
Yes.
Jackson. You did a whole lot of stuff.
I did a whole lot of stuff because I wanted to.
Exactly, and it ain't nothing different between that answer and what you talking about with these young folks.
But to me, this is the difference. I saw a lot of people doing things behind closed doors that they didn't want people to know that they were doing. So it was like it was a green light as long as the public doesn't know. So it was like, yeah, you can rock with that. And then I also looked at other circumstances. I didn't want to be this, and I didn't want to be that.
And it's the same thing with these kids.
Right, but okay.
Prophet Miller said we have to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. That right there brought me.
Wait 1 minute.
It make me think about, okay, so I remember I was married to my first husband. And his aunt and I were having a conversation, and at this point, it had been years of us going back and forth through these cycles. And she looked at me just as sweet, and she smiled, and she said,
What she say to you?
You know, I can talk to you I'm blue in the face.
Mm-hmm.
She said, but I'm not going to. Because I'll know when you done got sick and tired of being sick and tired. She said, that's when you will make a change. And I said, oh, hey, Shay.
Hey, Shay.
I said, wow. I said, that's the truth. But at the time, I didn't know it. It took me going through, I wasn't yet divorced, but we had went our separate ways. And when we went our separate ways, I was able to see what she was saying. And I had to go back to her and say, thank you. Because everybody else will try to beat you down and tell you what to do and all that. But that right there, people don't make change until they are sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Because you're tired of being sick and tired of being tired of the sick.
I'm so done.
So I guess now what we can do is let's go ahead and unpack Lil Willie. Can we unpack?
Did you say unpack Lil Willie?
I'm sorry. That's why I didn't put his face on the thumbnail. I thought about it. I ain't know your whole name. I just got your Instagram name. But again, you can go follow him. His Instagram information is in the description box. And again, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. And yeah. And then we gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and break this thing on down.
Steve said my point exactly, the scars.
Yeah. Where we at?
So I was in meditation and prayer time with God, and he said to me, if people understood covenant, they would stop calling every connection relationship.
Hold on. See, that right there.
That ain't even 5 seconds in.
8. 8 seconds in the game. When we lock ourselves to people, we come into covenants. When we come into agreements to do certain things, we have been trained to think of things contractually. But when we come into things from a covenant standpoint. Let me break down what I mean. the way it was taught to me was contracts are agreement between two people who don't love and don't trust each other. A covenant is brought together by mutual love and trust. Because we trauma bond, as you stated earlier, we now think that we trust each other and that we love each other because we have went through this same trauma bond. And now we besties. We get to, break dance together. We get to do all that other good stuff.
What's up with you and all these high fives?
I don't know. Because you all the way over there and we supposed to be right here. Supposed to be close to you. So, and it's something that my dad used to tell me all the time as a kid that stuck with me. My dad said, I was like, ooh, that's my friend. And my dad was like,
You ain't got no friends.
Everybody's not your friend. He was like, be careful of this F word because it can cost you everything. He said, so the question that he asked me was this. And I never forget, I had to be at least about 9 years old. And my dad asked me, he said, oh, okay. He said, if that's your friend, and my dad wasn't in the church at this time, he said, if that's your friend, would he die for you?
Okay. I was trying to come in close. I can't stand you.
So he said, if that's your friend, would he die for you? He said, because friends will die for one another. And at that moment, I had to really think about that. And I was like, this joker wouldn't even give me a piece of bread to make a sandwich.
Oh,
let alone tell my
man.
people to die for me.
Wait, what kind of friends?
I
reevaluated
who, because he said, because anybody else is now someone you associate with.
Absolutely.
He says, so don't confuse associates
with friends. Don't do it.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't confuse associates with friends. He said, because associates only associate for beneficial purposes. Friends is there thick, thin, good, bad. They not here to get nothing from you, but they will pour into you. And that's why I can tell people I can count on one hand how many real friends I actually had in my lifetime growing up as friends.
Interesting. Okay. Miles Monroe teaches that. Jackson.
Yeah. I'm about to play the guy. You was talking.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay. So let's go back to my guy.
He gave me this image of two trees side by side. Before the trees grow up, they have to grow down. And because they're under the ground, the roots start connecting underneath the surface in a space you can't see. And that's what many relationships look like, tied together under the surface. And what's crazy is we share more than just time together. We share thoughts, patterns, behaviors, memories, broken mentalities, pain, and trauma. And we create this ecosystem of relationship before it's been vetted. But here's the danger. If one tree starts to
Hold on.
He said we create this ecosystem of relationships before they have been
Vetted.
Now,
What that mean, Pastor?
you know, Christ, at first,
Mm-hmm.
he had a whole heap of disciples that followed him
Until
until he said,
eat my flesh
my flesh
and drink my blood.
And then all them ninjas scattered like roaches.
It's like, this man crazy.
It's interesting how we come up with friends, quote unquote. You know, when you're little, everybody is your friend. You go to the park, you just meet somebody. I got a new
Your
friend.
mic off.
Oh. All right, I'm sorry. There we go. Boom. All right, so let's try this again. I don't know.
1, 2, 3, action. Okay.
I forgot what I started off with saying.
Jesus had 50 million
had
disciples.
a whole plethora of disciples behind
Yeah.
him
Well,
until he said,
eat my
"Eat my
flesh.
flesh and drink my blood." Then all them ninjas scattered like roaches, and he was left with the 12. The ones who were supposed to be with him. The ones who help you grow and grow from you. The ones who keep you out of trouble and you keep them out of trouble. The ones who are there for you when you need them and you're there for them when they need you.
Well,
And those who actually see you and take notice to the fact that something is wrong, and they actually say, "Hey,
hey,
you all right?
I'm good, shoulder.
You good?"
Not really.
They actually check up on you. I just threw that in. That was for free. But the ones he shook off all the fleas and the flies.
Wow.
Cause those the ones that they come just long enough to bite you and take what they want from you. Now, when we're little and our parents take us to the park or whatever, and we meet new kids. "Mommy, we got a new friend. I got a new friend. I got a new friend. I got a new friend." And we think that we have a new friend. And that goes all the way up through elementary school. But then when you get about middle school, and you trying to figure out who you are and where you belong, that's when you start realizing everybody ain't my friend. Then when you get to high school, that's when the wheat and the tares really start separating. And that's where a lot of us start to build walls.
Well, there is a saying that most people, when this is a statistic, you can go research it yourself. Most people, if they had 5 friends in high school, they only are going to remain connected to at least 1.5 of them in their adult life. You're more likely to connect more
in your adulthood with people that you meet in college than you do in high school
or your younger
and or
years.
on your job.
I agree.
So it's the people that you meet in your college years that typically you bond with more even than you did with people from high school.
Well, you have to think about when you're in college, now you're settling into who you are. You know what you like, you know what you don't like. You're not fully there, but you're settling into who you are. You're becoming confident in what's in you and who you're becoming. So now the people that I've chosen to be around me,
You vetted.
I'm not going to say you've vetted, because you've weeded out those. Okay, we don't have nothing in common, so I don't have. Okay, so I think I can. Let's see how this plays out, because of those walls that you built in high school. Now they got to get through those walls, and this is the dangerous part. Because once they get through those walls, now comes the soul ties. Because you made it through my wall. I've let my wall down. Now, like you said, I believe I can trust you.
Right. And then too, also I believe you make friends more in college because 9 times out of 10, y'all have a common goal. And then also you determine.
I don't know about a common goal, but y'all do have some things in common.
Y'all, what I mean is,
Unless you mean like getting through school.
right.
Oh, okay.
When I'm down, you're there, you're helping me, like I can count on you. So like you said, you begin to prove that you're someone that I can
Depend on.
Right. So I think that is.
Oh, that's out of my face.
It's pretty.
It need to be tightened. Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna get back to I think his name is Jonah.
Went from Willie to Jones. My Jesus. Go ahead.
The description.
Before it's been vetted. But here's the danger. If one tree starts to die, the other tree can feel it. Not because of sun, not because of soil, but because death travels under the ground. Some of us feel and sense that we're off because what's happening around you. But what if it's who you're rooted next to?
Now, that goes back to what I was saying about the people when you go to college. You can start off as my roomie as a freshman. But if you're killing me or hindering me and you don't have the best interest for me, then it's time to cut ties with you because you're dying. And because you're dying does not necessarily mean I want to die. Now, what I can say about that right there is a lot of women tend to fall in that category. Like, y'all tend to cut people off
Oh, okay.
very quickly if you feel death is on the horizon.
Yep. Have no problems. Because by that time, I done dealt with enough foolishness. I done dealt with enough foolery. I don't need you. And depending on what you've already been through, and if you have been, your identity has been, if not solidified, at least it's been built up. Then you have no problems. And if you've been hurt, then you have no problems with cutting folks off.
And cause like my bestie is, she's not on here. I would say the same thing for you. Like, I'd be like, so hey, Quita, hey, what happened to Johnny? Done. You just spoke to Johnny yesterday. You met Johnny in the mall on Monday at 5 p.m. At 8:30 p.m., Johnny gone. Sometimes women be broken and they not mature, and let me hurt you because you can hurt me.
Before you can hurt
Before
me.
you can. And you're absolutely right. Some women do. They will cut
That
you
ain't
off.
just women.
That's men too.
People.
Men will cut you off just because they don't want to cry. But there's a great book by Michael Eric Dyson called Men Cry in the Dark. And trust me, by the time I got to the end of that book, he deserved to be crying in the dark. I cried with him. Deserved to be crying. I cried with him. And like, wait a minute, brother. Like, you went through that? For real? Yeah, you're a good brother. So, but men tend to hold on to dead things longer.
That's interesting.
Because believe it or not, we are built on this mechanism of not failing.
Yeah.
We not trying to fail. Especially if you have not been raised in a environment where men have said, hey, check this out.
It's okay.
It's okay to let that go, bro. And if you don't have other men or male friends around you to say, bruh, she dangerous. Let that go, boss. I just saw her last week trying to holler at that. Like, and pull her card in front of you. Now, what I can tell you is the greatest division of men is women. Women can cause friendships to male friendships to split. And I'm talking about good male friendships. And some men, if you're my homie and I'm telling you like, yo, Stevie Steve, dirty Diana is dirty. Go listen to the Michael Jackson record. She fit all 3 verses in the bridge. Okay? She ain't no good. And if you choose not to, I'll love you, but I have to love you from a distance. Because every time Diana come around, I gotta go.
Yeah, I seen a lot of dudes. If they don't like your girl,
We out. I'll holler at you later. Like, all right, bruh.
didn't got time.
And then we ain't gonna talk about you behind your back. We gonna talk about you in your face. And we gonna talk about her in her face. And we gonna let it be known we don't like you.
Yeah.
We gonna tell you we don't like you. But we're willing to ride with our homeboy until he comes to the understanding.
Yeah.
And then when he cries, we there to catch him. We gonna talk plenty of trash, but we still gonna come with the tissue. We ain't coming with no ice cream. We might have some pizza and some Pepsi, right?
So he said death comes underground.
Everything that's dead is buried.
Right, but
It's an
You
unseen
don't-
factor.
okay, it's subtle.
Very.
And because my roots are connected to your roots,
Yes, Lord.
my Jesus. When one set of roots start dying and we're connected, that means now understanding how roots in the root system work. The roots over here are now pulling the nutrients from the live roots. So now I'm killing you.
Right. Literally.
Literally, I'm killing you. And then he said, and you're wondering why your world is
Spiraling.
spiraling.
Think about it. There's only one. Remember, CP did the preaching, the
red
teaching
oak.
on the
The
red
red.
oak.
Uh-huh.
The red oak, from my understanding, are the only trees that live off each other roots being
Yep.
connected. Every other tree, there was a guy who was explaining how roots of trees work. There was a guy who said there was a drought in Florida, and one day his water just cuts off. His water in the house just cuts off. So he was saying he didn't understand what was going on. No pipes were burst. There was no hurricane. It was more heat than anything. So he was like, did the water evaporate? Like, he didn't understand. So when he called out someone to come and check the water, when they walked around the house, they saw this tree. So they begin to, oh, okay, that's how you feeling? They begin to dig and come to find out that the tree, because of the drought, was looking for water.
Get off of the table.
Oh, on the table. I'm sorry.
You are.
I'm sorry, Mr. Table. Let me slide you on back there just a little bit there. Cool. So the tree roots were looking for water in the drought. And roots can sniff out water
Sure can.
even in piping. So it said that the tree went right into his main line, bust through the line
Yep.
to get water,
You know
which
how many
shut
people-
down all the water in his house.
You know how many people go through that?
So
Yes.
roots will travel to find
Water.
your water.
Say that again.
Roots will travel to find your water.
Oh, that's a whole sermon.
People who should not be connected to you will go through great lengths to stay connected to you. There are women and men who try to get rid of people, and these people keep coming back. They try to find your water at that time. They try to find what you're going through. They start calling. They digging in your life. They watching. They seeking. They play on your emotions and things of that nature. So they dig deep until they find your water because they're in a dry spot. And then they will keep using that. And it's almost like a man who constantly cheats, or a man who constantly hits a woman. He will suck her water dry to get back in. And once he's back in, she'll let him back in. Once he's revived, he'll do it again.
But this goes back to you asking me, why? What is it that they keep attracting the same person or people, or what is that about? It's about what's inside of you.
It's about the fact that you're willing to give your water away without
No,
hold on,
no,
let me
no.
finish.
Okay.
Without vetting the person. And it's also the fact that you don't know.
Nope.
You don't know
Can't
who
agree.
you. No, wait, let me finish. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you carry.
Okay, that's a
you
part
don't,
of it.
You don't know the goodness that you have.
That's a part of it.
You have contamination.
Okay, we're going to get to that part. But no, the fact is, you got to understand
I'm sorry. Go ahead on this.
the spiritual side. Everything you said, it really does sound good, great, wonderful.
But you didn't give me a chance to get to the spirit side. Because that's where the contamination comes in at.
We'll get to that. Listen, check this out.
Check this out.
Your spirit attracts whatever's in that other person's spirit. And until you clean up what's inside of you, you will continue to attract the same foolery.
Listen, so let me say it to where people can catch it in layman terms.
I said it in layman terms.
As they say, real recognize real. Demons recognize other demons.
That's it.
Your water is so contaminated, it's still pulling in the contaminated trees. Pastor McDuffie.
Hey, sir.
He said, depends on maturity and spiritual awareness levels, not gender. Some people, men and women, have Jesus's complex and try to save people for the wrong reasons. Some people are just loyal, which can be good and bad.
We gonna get there, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're loyal to the wrong kind of people. And most people are loyal for the wrong reasons. And I do agree. Some people feel like, I can save them. I can save them.
That was me. I thought I could save everybody.
I can save them. I didn't. I used to just help you try to kill yourself.
Sir, you was trying to save folk too.
Who was I trying to save? I can't save you. What you pointing at?
Come on,
You
sir.
trying to pray through it, push through it, but the problem isn't your effort. The problem is in your environment. You're trying to grow while you're entangled to someone who's resisting growth. Someone who's connected but deeply detached. And now your clarity is cloudy. You feel like something's missing. Your confidence is leaking because covenant doesn't just connect, it transmits.
He said you're connected to someone who's deeply detached. That was a whole mouthful. Because you detached to somebody who ain't, you're attached to somebody who ain't attached to you.
Well, they are.
No, they ain't.
Yeah, they are.
No, they ain't.
That's how they draining you.
They are connected, but not attached. They are connected, but not attached. Because if they were attached, it wouldn't be so easy to let you go. That's the difference between a flea and a leech. A flea I can shake off. Bloop. A leech, I got to get some tweezers and I can pull. And most of the time that don't even work. You got to put some fire to a leech. Because the leech has attached itself to your skin. And it is feeding off of your blood. A flea connects and it feeds off your blood too. But a flea, See, that's where them bonds come in. Who are you attached to?
A flea or a tick or
I'm done.
a leech.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
One of the two, you or three, you attack to something that's sucking you dry. But I like that analogy that, you're connected, and people have been connected to people for years. And like I said, some people just don't want to let go because time has been because some people don't let go of certain things because of the time they have put in. So they don't want to feel like I've wasted X amount of time of my life, and now because I'm letting this thing go, I've been with you for 10 years, 15 years, and I wasted 15 years of my life. And so some people would rather stay in bondage, stay in problems. And it's something else. Can I say this? A lot. So the Bible says, let no man pull asunder what God has joined together.
Come on.
That's matter of fact, I wanna read the scripture properly. Pull asunder that God
Join together.
I wanna make sure I say it right, and I'm quoting the right scripture. This is Matthew 19:6, right? Now, this is Jesus speaking, and Jesus is talking to people,
Oh shoot.
marriage and all that other good stuff, right? And he said, "Wherefore they that are no more twain, but one flesh." So
That means you're married.
so right. So let's go back and get some I like context clues. I like context. And it came to pass when Jesus finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee and came up on the coast of Judea beyond the Jordan. And great multitudes followed him, and he healed them there. And the Pharisees came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? Now, a lot of the times we skip over words, and a lot of times we blur words out because we've, like you said before, we done heard it so many times. And most of the times what I realized is a lot of the times we've heard it, we've never read it.
Not cool. Oh yeah.
We've heard the pastor say it, but we've never read it. So when we hear it, we be like, oh yeah, I heard that already. But
and you can hear it a lot of times, but you might hear one version from this pastor, one version from that pastor, another version from. So you're piecing together the familiar words to create your own version.
Right. And then you start quoting scriptures from 12 different versions, thinking you're Muslim and you're going to get 72
Boy, come on
when
here.
you get to
Stop
heaven.
playing with me.
So I'm reading from the KJV, the King James. But the question was, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? See, they didn't say for any cause, because a lot of people quote this as any cause, but it says for every cause. And Jesus said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh? Jesus asked them a question. He said, wherefore there are no more twain, but one flesh. Which means it ain't two of them. It ain't separate. We one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Then he said unto them, why did Moses then command, give a writing of divorcement, put her away? Moses, because of the hardness of your heart, suffered you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so. So I say unto you, who shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery, and whosoever marry her which is put away do committed adultery. So now, Moses gave you a decree because your heart was hardened. Mm-hmm. And God said, what therefore God has joined. A lot of us, God didn't join. A lot of us joined ourselves, as we was telling Steve yesterday. We saw little Miss Thing walk down the street. We was like, boy, look at that now. Hallelujah. Salvation.
I am so done. This guy.
Then you go and you get that. Y'all talk. Then you know what y'all say? Y'all trauma bond. I, as a Christian.
That ain't trauma.
Listen, let me finish. Your trauma comes in the fact of neither one of y'all understand what that word is or truly live it. You just call yourself that because it sounds great. And then y'all meet on Monday. Then y'all go out on Tuesday. Then y'all up on the phone all Tuesday night. Then y'all sleep together on Wednesday. And then y'all commit to each other Thursday. And then by Saturday, y'all having wedding bells. And then y'all together by Saturday. Now y'all are a couple. And now
missed the wedding bells.
We ain't got to the wedding bells yet.
Hold on,
wait. That's why I said.
Bells.
That's why I said nah. I meant to say. Friday, y'all now a solidified couple. Sunday, she found out she pregnant. Tuesday, y'all go get married.
Nope, not today. Ain't no getting married.
But what I'm saying is, the point that I'm trying to make is, a lot of us put ourselves together.
Yep.
God did not say that's your wife. That's your husband. Some of y'all are claiming other people's husband and wives as your husband.
Ooh,
and
we're
wife.
not even going to go there.
Why not? I'm going to talk about it. That ain't your husband. That ain't your wife. Paul said, go get your own.
Your own OWN.
Just like the Oprah Winfrey Network. Go get your own. Go get your own wife. Go get your own husband. Get your own. Leave other folk alone. The problem is God didn't put a lot of us together. We put ourselves together through lust, through temptation.
Come on.
The Bible say God ain't gonna tempt you. Man is drawn away by his own lust and entice. He's tempted by himself. The devil already know that you a hoe. So he dangle her in front of your hoish ways. And then you go get her. And then now you don't want to be with her no more. But guess what? You have once you lay down with her, you have tied yourself to her. And then guess what? Then you turn around and go tie yourself to another tree. And then another tree. And then you wonder why you going crazy. You don't understand because you tied to about 8-9 different branches. They tied pulling on 8-9 other different branches. So y'all are pulling on each other, not only just in the physical, but y'all also pulling on each other in the spiritual.
I think everybody ignore the spiritual.
Because they don't either they don't think it's real or because they don't see it. You know when they say out of sight, out of mind? And this is why he said that, okay, one question about lust. Ask your question, Steve. That's why he said death is underground. Mm-hmm. Because you don't see the connection. What you see is what's on top of the ground. You just see her walking by.
So okay. So I was listening to this guy again. I was watching Let's Talk on
Talk.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
And he was talking to this gentleman, and the guy, I can't remember what his name was. I can't remember what episode, but the guy was talking about how God allowed him to leave his body. He asked God, what is this thing about lust? And he said immediately he was dropped into hell. And when he was dropped into hell, he said he saw the most beautiful woman he has ever seen in his life.
I think that's the devil.
She met him at the door. He said she was petite. She might have been about 120 pounds. He said she had nice hair. She was beautiful. And she had this chain on that caught his eye. It was like bling, bling, boom, right? He said literally she turned around to walk towards the door. And when she opened the door, the oven on. When she opened the door and turned back to him, she turned into this big, black, 10 to 15 foot demon that was ugly and monstrous. But she still had that necklace on.
It's crazy because I did a song years ago where I was like,
so I can finish before I forget my
Go
train of thought.
Finish.
Okay. So when he said he looked at him, he said the demon turned around, looked at him, and started laughing. And then he said, I forgot my question. Thank you, Mama Q. You're welcome. So then the demon turned around and said, you humans are pathetic. And then walked into this big warehouse. And he said in this warehouse, he said there were thousands upon thousands of people in this warehouse. And they were doing every perverted act that you could think of.
I can believe it.
And he said anything that you could desire, it was going on in that warehouse. And the demon turned around and said, we don't have to do nothing because y'all do it all for us.
And it's funny because I was given this track, and this is when I really began to try to come into Christ. And I never forget, I wrote this verse, and it says, it was talking about what Stevie was asking. It was talking about love. And I was like, I'm looking for love.
He asked about lust. What are you talking about?
No, he said, so lust is love, is it not?
Okay.
So I was writing the song, and it was like, I'm looking for love. But oops, the devil just walked in.
Ooh.
5'8", 145, 24, 35, 36. That was the lyrics that I wrote. I was like, the devil just walked in. Looking good. And so to answer your question, Steve, let me help you out here for a second. So
the answer is no, but he about to break it down why.
Lust is a strong craving or desire, especially for what is forbidden or self-serving. Lust, a strong craving or desire, especially for what is forbidding or self-serving. See, when we look at that woman, and when she walked by, and we be like, we only thinking about serving ourselves. We only thinking about how we gonna get off. Now, yeah, we gonna think about how we gonna lay it down to her, and she might be happy, but we only thinking about our desire. We're only thinking about our selfishness, right? These are the things that we're concentrating on. We're concentrating on this is how we feel. We ain't thinking about her. We don't care nothing about her. Hit the back of the thing twice. We don't care nothing about her. Peace. to the Middle East. She not on our mind because it's all about us. Oh, and then I know what they gonna say. God made sex. He did. But sex was created only in the guise of marriage. So now you trying to get her to have sex is
Outside.
is forbidden.
That part.
So love, a selfless, sacrificial, and unconditional commitment to seek another's good. The reason why a lot of men have hard times being husbands, and this is something I had to learn myself, we are not taught to be sacrificial. We're taught that we're supposed to go out and work, but that's not being sacrificial. That's not sacrificing me out of the love and out of the care of my wife. Because you can go get a job without being married. But to truly love someone is to think about them. The reason why, even what he's talking about, why a lot of relationships are bad, is because the other person doesn't really care about you. They just want to suck you dry. They're not here to serve you. They're not here to seek your good. They're only here to seek and fulfill what they want, which make it lust and not love. See, lust is rooted in flesh. Love is rooted in God. Because the Bible makes it very clear that God is love. So God hates lust. So lust and love cannot be the same. Lust, it can't be love because God hates lust. It goes against everything he stands for. He hates it. So they can't be the same. Lust is often sudden, emotional, and selfish. Like I said, you saw her, it was very sudden. Your emotions moved. And then you became selfish. In life, you must explore to find your wife. Yes and no. Because sometimes God will just drop them. You just not paying attention. And a lot of us don't have a relationship with God where we can hear him talk to us and be like, there she go. A lot of us struggle through life again because we want to do it our way. And we walk in lust because we trying to be like Frank Sinatra and Usher Raymond. We want to do it my way.
My way.
We want to do it my way. So we go and we up and we down, and then we touch that one out of lust, thinking that is love because she done gave herself to me, and we done said that, oh, well, I love you. And y'all suffering, and y'all killing each other. Love is often patient, commitment, and sacrificial. Lust consumes others for pleasure. Love serves others for purpose. 1 John 2:16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, is not of the Father, but of the world. And it also says the pride of life. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, which means that love and lust are not the same. Again, like I said in James 1, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. That word enticed means that it is already on the inside of you. So because lust is already brewing inside of you, because as we spoke yesterday, we quick to follow the flesh and not after the spirit. Because if you're following after the spirit, then you will eventually kill the flesh. But because we like what we like and the flesh like what they like, and the flesh want what it want, when it want, how it want. How I knew I was so deep in lust, when you said about the guy who went to the warehouse, and I never forget, I was in Copenhagen. And we was outside picking at the African prostitutes. African prostitutes will not go with anybody black, because it don't matter if you're American. You could be black from Mars. Their thing was you could know somebody from their tribe. So nobody in their tribe know that they're over here. That's how they making their money. So me being me, I was like, man, y'all lying. So I went over there, flashed my U.S. passport. It's like, nah, I'm from America. Nope, we don't deal with black people. You know my tribe. I was like, I don't know you or your tribe. I can't. So we was going into this place. So in order for you to get into the place, it looked like a novelty, like where they sell DVDs, like a novelty store. So we go in there. In order for you to get in, you have to buy a condom. That's your way of getting in the back. Dude hit the door, it slid open. And when you walked in the back, everything was back there. The transgenders were back there. The gays were back there. Men kissing on men, women kissing on women, men walking around naked, but they got women top, men bottom. Like, I was like, oh, nah, can I get a refund? I don't walked in the Twilight Zone. And everything is back there. And it's like, this is what striving for lust will take you. It will take you into a place of aversion. The devil wants you in lust because it's the easiest way to get you out. It's the easiest way to connect you. It's the easiest way to pull you away, because what you're doing when you get in lust, and LL Cool J wrote this in his book and he gave his testimony. You just want that feeling. You don't care who you get it from. This is how you know you're in super, super deep. You just want that sexual sensation that comes in the finishing. You don't want the process. You want the finish.
The feeling.
You want that feeling. Mm-hmm. I've seen many people do some things they weren't supposed to do, all because they just want that feeling. And perversion will pull you into a world that you're really not prepared for. And you will become blind to it, all because you just want this feeling. It's like, dude, she's old enough to be your mama. Why are you doing this?
So let's summarize that. The difference between love and lust is that love causes you to serve people. Lust causes you to serve yourself.
Right.
So no, they definitely are not the same.
And let me say this, because we're talking about covenant. Lust is a hunger without covenant. Love is a sacrifice inside of a covenant.
So for the people, Prophet Miller says, if you love them, you will serve them. Lust, you serve you. Love, you serve others. Jesus said, unless you're willing to serve, you have no part in me. Everything that Jesus did came from a place of love and compassion. Everything that he did was to serve others, period. So, Stevie C says, so for the people that never got married, never had love, I'm just saying.
No.
That's not what we're saying.
Yeah. No.
But I am going to say this. If you loved them, why did you not marry them?
Because I didn't want to be tied down.
That's my question. If you love somebody, as a man, why did you not give them your last name?
Because if you love someone, why would you treat them bad?
There's a difference between loving somebody and being in love with somebody.
Oh, how I feel so sad. Now that I want to leave.
So great question, Stevie Steve. And nowadays, these young folk, they don't believe in love. And if they do believe in love, they don't believe in marriage.
And it's funny you say that because I wanted to do a show next week. America birth rate has significantly declined.
Well, that was their goal anyway.
And it is because we're
We gotta finish that.
young people are being taught not to marry, and they're taught that having children is a burden, which is crazy. So we're gonna finish with my guy.
Your confidence is leaking because covenant doesn't just connect, it transmits. Some of us are calling it commitment, but God is calling it contamination. It's bondage disguised as loyalty. So God had to cut it. God had to disconnect you. God had to separate you because it wasn't rejection, it was divine protection. God had to disconnect every cord because your commitment to that season, that person, could end up being your committal in your future. You're not losing them, you're finding you.
You're not losing them, you're finding you. So here we are. A lot of us have lost or felt we have lost, not understanding that it was God keeping us from the hurt, the pain. Sometimes, because I think about not being able to be successful in the music business, and how every time I got right at the finish line, everything would crumble. It's like every time the deal was on the table, somehow, some way, it would just fall through. And it's like, man, listen, why? What's going on? I don't understand. What's taking place? And a lot of the times, the things that we want can truly destroy us. A lot of the things that we think that we are supposed to have can really destroy us. A lot of the people that we think we're supposed to be with or have a connection with can really destroy us. A lot of the times I've learned that a no from God does not necessarily mean no. It could mean not right now because you haven't matured in order to get it. Like, I can barely trust you with $100. So why would I give you $1 million? Because it would destroy you. It's almost like the story of the prodigal son. He was like, yo, I want me. Let me get my money. Let me get my inheritance. And let me do what I do. And it destroyed him. He went out. He splurged. He partied. He squandered.
as the Southern folk would say, and it destroyed them. A lot of the times, God is trying to separate us because we don't have enough foundation. Also, a lot of the times, God is taking us away because it's to protect us. And a lot of times we want to know why. I've learned, thank you. Because I could have been on trial with Diddy. I could have been part of the Me Too movement. I could have got strung out and somebody put something in my drink and I'm walking around sleeping on the street, doped up. I could be dead.
Yep.
Because of the things that I wanted. But God is like, in my mercy, in my grace, I'm going to cut this off. Because if I don't, then I can lose you. There's a scripture that God says, I'll do this. I'll cut this off. I'll even cut your life short just so I don't lose you.
Mm-hmm.
Just so I can make sure that you stay with me for eternity.
Absolutely.
See, everything on this planet is temporary. The Bible makes it clear. Everything that you can see is temporary.
It's all going to pass away.
It's going to pass away. The question is how your eternal existence is going to be. I love my wife. I believe the lady that we saw will have mansions side by side. But I ain't going to be thinking about her being my wife. I'm going to be too focused on trying to sit in Jesus' lap and hear all the good stories. That's where I want to be. And so, Jesus. So now, what really took place? Like, why did you put him on his belly? Why didn't you call down them 70? Well, then I wouldn't be here if you called down them 70 legions, huh? Right. A lot of the times we miss the eternal because we're so gung-ho to have what's tangible. Because we want the right now.
And we got to understand that the tangible means nothing.
We want the...
Because what we see will pass away, but all things eternal shall be eternal forever.
And ever, and ever.
They will not pass away.
Whether you burning or you skipping through lilies and valleys. But you're going to get one or the other.
Yep. Yep. That's it.
So sometimes being disconnected, cutting roots, is a good thing.
Are we done? Did we make it through?
Yes.
Okay.
But here's one thing about cutting roots. Even though you cut ties, you still have to deal with your heart. You still have to deal with your deliverance. You still have to deal with what you decided to allow in. Because a lot of times we don't pay attention to the fact that we allow things in spiritually. Because I was connected to this individual. I've been to churches where before they leave the church, they pray a separation prayer from everybody. Because we've been connected. We've held hands, we touched, but guess what? All right, I love you, but I'm still trying to disconnect and dealing with your heart posture. A lot of the times we don't, especially men. Men, we walk around holding so much. So much. Because we've never been told that we need to deal with what's on the inside. We wasn't told that being connected to Julie, Jane, and Jackie left some things in us. It hurt us. And we don't talk about that because I'm a man.
Well, I don't think nobody talks about that part. It's not just a man. If you want to talk about a man, I think y'all are told that y'all don't have emotions, y'all don't have feelings, that kind of thing. But as far as the spiritual side go, that goes for men and women.
He said, I was in love. I love my children's mother, and we have wonderful children. So it was lust that turned into love. I was wrong, or did I make the right moves?
That's for you to decide. If it was lust that turned into love, you still didn't marry her. So I don't know if you made the right or the wrong moves. That's for you to decide. Man, you could hear a pin drop just there.
The question becomes, did you forgive her, and have you forgiven yourself? Can y'all be in the same room together without there being any issues? Because sometimes you could run into what you're supposed to love, but because you don't understand how it works, you turn it into lust. Sometimes some things that can be for you, you can misuse those things out of a lack of understanding how to use those things, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
She could have been the one for you, but not doing it the right way. As I told the story before about the pastor and his wife. It's even in my book.
Excuse me.
Bless you. The wife held a grudge for over 10 years. All because she wanted to be a virgin on her wedding night. They were meant to be together. They prayed and asked God, were they supposed to be together? God confirmed that they were supposed to be together. But they sinned before they solidified being together. And they never dealt with the sin, which caused her to build up resentment against her husband that he never knew, because she never told him until they had to go through marriage counseling to find out what was going on. Why were they going through what they was going through? Because him being a pastor, he knew it was spiritual. He didn't understand, so he went to go seek wise counsel. And so wise counsel said, well, let's go back to the beginning. And in the beginning, she came on out and said, we knew we were supposed to be married. God confirmed that thing that he wanted to put together so no man can pull asunder. However, we took it upon ourselves to put ourselves in a position to cause us to lust. And I gave my virginity away in a laboratory. And I gave myself away to my husband in the back of a science lab at a seminary school. In a place where you would think that there shouldn't be. So now this became the wedge. That was their connection, but it was underground. It almost brought death to their marriage. So you could have met her, Stevie Steve. She could have been right. But not doing right in the beginning can cost you.
Well, that's it. I don't know what's up with this dude with this right here that he got going on right now.
She don't wanna be my friend.
Well, that concludes us today.
That concludes us today.
I hope y'all learned something.
We hope.
Did you learn something?
Did I learn something? I did. I learned a lot.
He played too much.
What did you learn?
Oh no, I have to go back and watch.
Wait a minute, time out.
No, it's 4:00.
I played too much.
And we will see y'all back here next week, Tuesday at 2:00. 2 o'clock. We'll see y'all next Tuesday.
You gonna tell them what you learned next week?
Yep, sure will.
I don't believe it. So, we love y'all. Peace out.